Yo, y'all ever realize that NXT back in 2018 was spoiling us? Like, think about it. The superstar, the matches, the stories. It was all there. We just bypassed it pretty much. I will say, don't bypass this. I need you to super kick that like button. Elbow drop that sub button. Let's make stuff happen. Ring the bell. The show started with Tommaso Ciampa coming out to the boos from the crowd. And before he could even talk with the mic, the crowd kept booing him. It's almost like the Dom effect kind of right now, but people don't really give Ciampa his flowers. Then the crowd saying, "You suck," and "Bring back Johnny." And then Tommaso clapped back and saying, "Yeah, Johnny's never coming back." Then he went to the outside, ripping crowd's fans and telling them to shut up and yelling in this lady's face who was wearing the red Johnny shirt. Man, I was like, dang, I feel bad for her. She just had her head down. I was like, no. That's a bad guy. That's top tier right there. Then Johnny came out. Johnny beat Ciampa up. Then the securities, like I said, securities saving the bad guys is crazy to me. But the securities coming out, separating Johnny, taking him out of the NXT wholesale at the time. And Ciampa just looking back in shock. And see, when I was smaller watching these NXT episodes, I never really understood the story. I just remember who I liked and who I was rooting for. But Johnny and Tommaso, look, he snapped with this whole rivalry. And there's still more to come. Then there was this backstage interview by Kathy Kelly interviewing Tyler Bate about the recent injury he had. And it was the injury when he tweaked his knee, and ultimately saying how Mustache Mountain is no longer in the tournament. Then that's when Roderick Strong actually sent Regal ultimately a video letting Regal know why he should be in the tournament. And then Regal agreed, put Roddy in the tournament, but he said you're going to have a partner. And it was a mystery partner. And we'll talk about that later in the video as well. Then it was this backstage segment with Undisputed Era, ultimately saying how Roddy don't deserve to be in the tournament just because of Mustache Mountain not being there no more. And talking about how he's going to lose and it's no point because the Undisputed Era runs the game. Adam Cole saying how he's going to body Ono and it's technically saying he's a night off and easy work. And how he don't need the UE by his side for this match. Then the first match of the night, Oni Lurchin and Danny Burch versus Roddy and his mystery opponent, being Pete Dunne. The crowd actually popped for this. I didn't expect this. I was like, okay. I didn't know Pete was loved like that, but this is the Bruiserweight back in 2018 with the UK title and the legendary run he had. But the match was phenomenal. Hard-hitting match. Then everyone in the match, they just perform well, and it's ultimately everything you want in the match. Roddy and Pete picked up the win. That shocked me. I thought for sure Oni and Thing had it because I didn't record. But last week episode, Pete and Roddy, they actually teamed prior. They had a match for the UK title. Didn't know what terms they were on. But then there was this promo package of Ricochet and ultimately how they're showcasing him and saying he's coming soon on the roster. Just stay on the lookout for him. Next was the second match of the night with Ember Moon and Aaliyah actually having a match. Pretty much, if you ask me, it was a squash match, a jobber match, just extended. The key moment was pretty much when Shayna Baszler pulled up on commentary, talking about how Ember is this soft champ, the division's weak, and how she technically beat Ember at her own game and things like that. But Ember took out Leah with the Eclipse, and she won the match. Really to no surprise. Honestly, let's talk about Ember. Her reign is underrated as NXT Women's Champion. You don't get talked enough for much. It's usually when it's talked about the reign, it's usually the people past like Asuka, Bayley, the Four Horsewomen. That's fair. That's fair. I wanted to give Ember her flowers. Then at the end of the match, her and Shayna face to face, setting up for their match in 2 weeks at TakeOver New Orleans for the NXT Women's title. The next was this Andrade promo, but to start off the promo, he ambushes Roel Mendoza at the time, ultimately telling Aleister to respect him and how he disrespected Senorita being Zelina Vega, and pretty much just tough talking to Aleister without Aleister being there. Then it was the promo package as well with Lars Sullivan this time, showcasing his dominance and how he's returning next week. And then, as y'all know back then as well, when William Regal actually has an announcement, you want to pay attention, and how he has a special announcement next week that would change the men's side of the division. And I think we know what it is right now at this time of me recording, but back then this was a big thing. Then the main event with Cassius Ohno and Adam Cole. Gas. Great match. Like, what could you expect? It's Adam Cole and Cassius Ohno. Them going back to PWG with Chris Hero and Adam Cole for the PWG World title. Great match. great at everything. My favorite part of the match is when Adam actually pretended like he tweaked his knee, and then he enziguri cashes Ono. I thought that was a great touch-up, and how he just smiled and walked it off. Ultimately, Adam won the match, but I will say, also underrated back then, Cassius Ono. I know they didn't showcase him how he was this big star, but if you look on the indies, with his matches with like CM Punk, Adam Cole, as I said, and other matches in PWG and Ring of Honor and other promotions, he was treated like a big deal. And pretty much that's what that NXT episode had in store for us. I'm gonna need you to super kick that like button and elbow drop the sub button and stay noted. Oh yeah, stay noted to the channel.